So our next step in working with standard position is being able to visualize radian measure of angles in standard position. And I want you to try to draw radian measure without converting to degrees. It really will help you a lot if you can learn to think in radians and to visualize radians. But if you are ever really stuck, it's not wrong to convert to degrees, and I won't know if you do, so you can use that to help you out. But try not to do that. Try to get used to radians. So let's do exercise 16 here. We want to sketch 3 pi over 2 and 7 pi over 2 in standard position. Now, with some of these radian measures that are given as fractions, we can think of them as multiples of certain standard angles. So for instance, 3 pi over 2 is just 3 times pi over 2, or 7 pi over 2 is 7 times pi over 2. And you already know that pi over 2 radians is the same thing as 90 degrees. So if you're comfortable with multiples of 90 degrees, you should have no trouble with multiples of pi over 2. So just like you can take 3 times 90 degrees, you can take 3 times pi over 2. Now multiples of 90 degrees just take us through the 4 quadrants, right? The 4 corners from axis to axis. So in radian measure, multiples of pi over 2 just take us around in that way. And try to learn to count in terms of pi over 2, like 1 pi over 2, 2 pi over 2, 3 pi over 2, 4 pi over 2 is full circle, 5 pi over 2 you keep going around, 6 pi over 2, so on and so forth. So let's go ahead and draw these two in standard position. So 3 pi over 2, here's my coordinate axes. Starting with the positive x-axis, I'm going to go around counterclockwise. 1 pi over 2, 2 pi over 2, 3 pi over 2 is going to have its terminal side on the negative y-axis. That's same as 270 degrees. 7 pi over 2, let's draw that separately. Let's see, we're going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, that's already full circle. 5, 6, 7 copies of pi over 2 leaves me at the same terminal side as 3 pi over 2. So these are two totally different angles, they just happen to have the same terminal side. 7 pi over 2 means we've done a full rotation all the way around and then gone 3/4 of the way around again. So there's 7 pi over 2. Now let's continue, and here we go. So we're going to do some more of these radian measures, and in exercise 17 we want to sketch pi over 4, 5 pi over 4, negative 13 pi over 4 in standard position. Now all of these angles are related to pi over 4. They're multiples of pi over 4. And we already know that pi over 4 in degree measure is 45 degrees. So we already know that you can go around in multiples of 45 in this way. It's kind of like a pizza sliced into 4 equal pieces. Each quadrant has 2 copies of 45 in it, right? And now in radian measure, we would draw the picture like this, where we have the same picture, but we just think of multiples of pi over 4. 1 pi over 4, 2 pi over 4, 3 pi over 4, 4 pi over 4, 5 pi over 4, so on and so forth. So we can count around these multiples of pi over 4 to draw more complicated angles in radian measure. So let's sketch. First we're going to sketch just pi over 4. Okay. So here's my coordinate system. The terminal side of pi over 4 just rises up at that 45-degree angle in the first quadrant. 5 pi over 4, okay, I gotta imagine what that's going to be. Now, if it helps you, you can imagine drawing these 45-degree diagonals. And I think once you get used to this, you won't even have to draw them. You'll be able to just imagine that in your mind. So I'm going to start at the positive x-axis and count 1, 2, 3, 4 pi over 4. 5 pi over 4 is going to have its terminal side right here in the third quadrant. It's the terminal side that we're really curious about. Like, that's going to be important, which quadrant it lies in for the angle. And, okay, there's 5 pi over 4, negative 13 pi over 4. Set up my coordinate system. So, again, if it helps you, you can lightly indicate those multiple lines. And now I have to go in a negative direction. So I'm going to go clockwise, negative 1 pi over 4, negative 2 pi over 4, negative 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 has taken me full circle, negative 8 pi over 4, 9, 10, 11, 12, there's negative 13 pi over 4. Terminal side is in the second quadrant, sorry. There we go. So we've kind of learned to think in terms of radians in multiples of pi over 4, right? And I think I'm going to stop and we're going to continue in a separate video for the next portion.